I want cut cafe first for all our soldiers them for ground, for all our commanders them for ground, for all the 13 states, all the forces them for ground, where the battle at the Republic of Cameroon day and night will cut on a cafe, for all on a great work, for protect our people them, for defend our people them, and for make sure say the independence of Ambazonia it be defended. We cut all on a cafe, we salute una, and we want to una say we be very proud for the great work we want to do for the Ambazonian people, for this generation when I don't stand up for defend, not be only for talk, not be a matter of politics, no matter for defend Ambazonian right for freedom and sovereignty. So we want to thank all now for all our generals and for ground. We salute una and we thank una plenty for the great work and for una leadership, for lead ground zero, for protect ground zero, and for make sure say our people they live for liberated communities, they live in peace and in harmony. General Efang, the Supreme Commander of the Ambazonia Defense Forces, will now be the overall general, will now lead the war, the liberation war for ground zero. We want to salute you plenty for the great work we do. Lieutenant General Popo will salute all una for the great work we una do, with the year una work, with the see una work, with the see the impact of una leadership for ground zero. My fellow Ambazonians, una sabi say for this war of independence, where the Ambazonian people they don't rise up for defend this generation, for defend our rights, for be as a free people. Before for this early morning, our own time around 3 o'clock at night, I be day up, I be try for read. I be put out a post. I talk say, it not be been our choice for this generation, say the born we for a land will be occupied. It not be been our choice. Say the born we for Ambazonia and occupied territory. It not be been our choice. Will not be fit for control place where the born we. Will not be fit for, it not be our choice for decide who's at the born way. Not be our choice. But now our responsibility for end the occupation. Not be any Ambazonia a fault. Say we'll be Ambazonians. Not be any Ambazonian a fault. Say the union failed. Not be our fault for this generation. Say the born we for that territory. Not be our fault. Not be our choice. But now our responsibility for make the change. Now our responsibility for become a free people. Now our responsibility for give ourselves freedom. Now our responsibility for determine the destiny of our people them, the destiny of our picking them, the future of that country. Now our responsibility that. Why it not be our fault say the born way for day, but now we got the responsibility for make the change, for make a new choice, not for live under occupation. For make a new choice, not for live under tyranny. Now our responsibility for make that choice. Not be Cameroon responsibility. Now the Ambazonian people, their responsibility. And that's why we make the choice. We don't make that choice. We don't make that decision. And we don't take upon that responsibility unapologetically. As a right. And we use that right for turn them as a responsibility, as an obligation. Because that the thing that we owe ourselves. The world no owe we. Now we owe ourselves. Cameroon no owe we. Now we owe ourselves. We owe ourselves freedom. Cameroon irresponsibility. Now for keep our people the under occupation. Cameroon a desire. Now for make sure so we live under occupation. our own responsibility now for make sure say we end the occupation. All right. So as we don't decide for end the occupation, now today, the leader of our war of independence, Dr. Ayabacho, he don't get another talks with the international system, with the big leader them for the internet, where they control the politics of the world, leader them for the international institutions. And no one call the name for the organizations and the country them. Today, they don't get a big diplomatic meeting for 3 hours with some of the most powerful diplomats for the world about Ambazonia, about negotiations, about how negotiations they get for go, waiting for be in place. They don't get a big diplomatic meeting. We would call and say the London talks. The talks they take place in London. And the second time this, in 2 weeks, with these talks, they don't take place. For move the process of negotiation forward. The world they take it very serious. And they acknowledge the leadership where they lead the Ambazonian people them. The leadership where it don't give the world a process where they get for follow on, for make any negotiation, make it be credible and it meets international standard. And any negotiation, the agenda of Ambazonian right for not only self-determination, but the independence and sovereignty of Ambazonia, it must be for the table. And now for the world they now, they don't recognize which the governing council of Ambazonia don't talk them since 2018. They don't come back for that place. Why? Because since 2017, the Ambazonian people, they will be very excited about the possibility, say, the uprising that take place. What the people that they rise up for demand for independence. But during that period, you get all kinds of people then, they come out. Some they talk, they tell Ambazonia, say, they go get independence. Now when they declare a government, if we just form a government, Ambazonia will be free. That's what they tell the Ambazonian people. That's what they tell we. They tell the Ambazonian people, say, if we create these structures, we'll just get independence. The world just can't give the Ambazonian people them. It turned out to be false. Now we come for that reality. See, a lot of all these things then, where they never work, they don't cause a lot of consequences and damages and slow the process for the Ambazonian people and for move forward with the kind of speed we will be getting. So why these big talks that they take place, we get work for doing. Why these big talks that they take place and the leader they work with the international community for fix the process of effective negotiation. Ambazonians, they get work for doing. We get work for doing. And today, I want to talk about the consequences of the Ambazonian people them for take politics, they put them before their liberation. The consequences of those things and the effects that they get them for ground zero and the soldiers them. When the governing council of Ambazonia, it put out a national liberation strategy and roadmap for say for any place where an Ambazonia, therefore inside Ambazonia, make it fight the occupier block by block. Any place where you there for Ambazonia, as an Ambazonian, battle la Republic for the Cameroon for them. Make sure say for that block where you did live, where you feel fight, where you find yourselves, you be a soldier for defend that block, for protect that block, and for battle la Republic du Cameroon out of that, and kick la Republic du Cameroon out of that block. The Governing Council of Ambazonia, he explained them for the Ambazonian people, say, make every Ambazonian rise up and fight anywhere and everywhere will be possible. People, they woke up, they come out, they say, no. If you not come out for Manu, you not fight for Manu. If you not come out for Lebialem, you not go fight for Lebialem. Ambazonia people, they said, yeah, right? Those policies, they want to be the accept them back then. We not agree on them back then. Today, now those same policies, they turn back, they hunt and bite the Ambazonian people them. It don't lead, now it don't enable and empower this tribalism where they can't institute them for the Ambazonian people them. It lead to the death of fighters. People that they ask other people within their villages, say if you not come up for that village, may they kill you and may they drive you. It lead to the death of hundreds of Ambazonians. It destabilizes the ground. And it creates enablers, collaborators, and traitors. Now those strategies, now then they start for create enablers, tribalists, collaborators, and traitors of Ground Zero. Today, the effects of those things, now those things, they don't create the likes of the Munja. Now those same ideologies, they empower banga smokers, drug addicts, people that they take tramadol, and they take cocaine and smoke banga like Munja. Now those same ideologies where Chris Anu, Eric Tato, Samuel Sako, they propagate them for Ambazonia. Now those ideologies, they don't empower Nyamfukas them like Munja today. Those ideologies where they work in favor of Cameroon government policy for weakening the Ambazonian people them. Now then they don't create people that like Munja. Where Cameroon government, it use them like propagandists for push a hateful ideology and xenophobia and instigation of instability and fear and ethnic cleansing for Ambazonia. Now the consequence in this, when people they rush into a war of independence without a strategy, without a roadmap, there will constant experiments for political expediency. Because they be filtered, they go quickly kick all the other movement them out, and they go quickly go dialogue with Pobia, and then they end the war. That's why they institute tribalism and this division. That's why they kill fighters for ground, and they give birth to a generation of enablers. People them like, when I ask yourself, why it be saying that only for one movement where people that they resign go join la Republic du Cameroon? Why be saying that only for one movement where people that they resign go join la Republic du Cameroon? Why? Why be saying that only for Sako a group? Why be saying that only for Sako and Cristiano a group? Where all people, the people that they be surrounding, they resign and they go join La République du Cameroon. Why? First one, Nick Santos. He take home 40,000 from La République du Cameroon. He come out to go join La République du Cameroon. Then you get fake generals like Nsofoncha. We come up with this concept of ASC. Take your own 45,000 or 40, I think 40 to 45,000. He abandoned the revolution. He go to speak on behalf of La République du Cameroon. You get Yannick Sikodem. You get this one, we get 97 teeth. JK. Each now, after they don't see the embezzlement, they see the corruption, they see the manipulation, they see they need to provide any guns, no weapons. Now in that two down the talk say they say, if not so, the revolution day, better me to go take your money for La République du Cameroon, go sit on the quiet. After they don't first of all give money for setting up an NGO. Now they right for outside. Say if not so Sako they behave. If they go only raise all money within their structures, take the money, the chopper, begin enjoy their life. Then better may you to become an enabler. May you go take your money. That's what the right time now. Then you get person where be been as Sako, the fake CPDM people them. Where Sako carry them. He talks he don't put them the chairman of Restoration Council. For Sako Restoration Council. Now in that Wunja, the Bakweri tribalist man, he take your money, he go start business. Then 2 days, 3 days ago, he don't come on now and say he don't leave Sako because the key chief for Boya area, for Fako, he saying that the reason that. But if he don't resign a long time ago, after he take your money, he go start small business. So when I get for action myself, why it be say all the people them Nambere na Sako is soldiers them. Most of the soldier them where they don't run, they go join DDRO. All them they come on for Sako. All them na soldier where they be fight under those fake structures. Every single soldier we don't run, they go join La République DDRO. Now people they want Sako and Cristiano frustrate them under those fake structures. Why? Now the things in this Ambazonia they need for start for now. When people they come, they say they want to deliver people, give people freedom, and they not give them a roadmap, they not give them a strategy, experiment upon experiment, from intoxication to tribalism. Ambazonia for already be free a long time ago. Now the Ambazonian people, their tolerance of stupidity, their tolerance of incompetence, for take the revolution, the war of independence, and turn them into a small political game. Now it don't slow down the war speed. Now it don't slow down the process for Ambazonia for be free. Most places for Ambazonia will already be liberated. From Manu to Meme to Fako to Lebialem, all be don't be liberated. All. I will clear all those places, liberate all those places. You get tribalists, you get all these people, they can launch this fake program and give back La République control, some control back for those places. And then when I go leave and make ADF come back, it can't start for do the work all over again. Same thing when they don't do it for this diplomacy. They come out. When they don't talk, say, they want to make all the other movement and not be again for the revolution because they want rush for go do a dialogue with Paul Biya and accept ministerial post as all the leakage, the leaks and when they come out, all in a year. They rush. The moment the world just makes it, hey, they put a small hook, they take small worm, they put them, they just throw them. They just jump on top because now the only things that way they be want them. Not be because they be want give Ambazonia independence. Not be because they know anything about it. Not be because they know any content or substance of any talks. They just jump on top. And for 2 years, close to 2 years, they don't slow down the process of any effective, meaningful talks because they jump prematurely for the excitement. So they figure talk with Paul Biya. They create a diplomatic atmosphere where the Swiss placate them, slow down the process, make no other country or no other international instrument if it come in for move the negotiation forward. So the Swiss, they come in, they use these infiltrators for slow down diplomacy and give La République time for buy-in. While La République never, ever, ever show any interest. Say he want talk, he want negotiate. The Swiss just use these infiltrators. And today, since almost 1 year something, the world is seeing this talk, Swiss talk, Swiss talk, Swiss talk. And there's no Swiss talk. And there's themselves they know. Say no, not be there. Because if we go accept them in the terms of make peace, make come back for what they describe as Southwest and Northwest. Now, when they don't go try, Akwanga use that process. They try for call for ceasefire, for end the war for ground, when they think that they want them. They realize and say, the Swiss, they can't realize and say, Akwanga to not get forces for ground. They can't realize and say, Sako no be we be. They not get control of the ground. And they not fit stop the war. When the whole placate that. When I help we stop the war. They can't realize and say, Sako no fit stop the war. They not get the forces. Who they be, they lie about who they be, and the kind of power where they get them from Ambazonian War of Independence. Akwanga lie about who he be, and how much power he get them for ground zero. Sako lie about who he be, and the kind of control where he get them for ground zero. So they leave the diplomatic world, they fall for the trap of the international system, weaken the Ambazonian people them, give Paul Biya time, make it use the military and crush the resistance and crush the armed struggle. And therefore offer something political. Now with all those things for 1 year and a half, these same people, and if you come back and tell the Ambazonian people, say, they be make an error. Now they go leave them. Ambazonia, they go leave that matter now, make a Yabakariam for a head. And of course, they make the mess for ground zero. Now ADF get for clean ground zero. ADF get for go back, go strengthen those places. Fight La République how many times? For gain back control of those places. Start for mobilize ground zero again. So why the ADF, every mess with the Ambazonian people through their political premature, because they no one here say revolution, not been a walk in the park. Any man feel come out say one go liberate the people. Now, Ambazonia Defense Force is there for ground, for recapture those places, take back those territories, defend those territories, and create a parameter for our people then. So too, the world don't come for realize and say, now the governing council of Ambazonia, now he hold the key for Ambazonian War of Independence. On the ground, in terms of the power of Ambazonian Defense Forces and our sister forces. We control 95% power on the ground. The Ambazonian Defense Forces and our sister forces control 95% power on the ground in terms of guns and manpower. %90 of all liberated territory will be controlled by the Ambazonian Defense Forces. That's why the world they come back now for who? They come back for realize and say, wait till the governing council of Ambazonia, it don't offer them for the international system as a diplomatic roadmap. It be sound and it meets international framework for this kind of negotiation. Now that they come back, say you will be right. These diplomats they come back now for all these big countries then. Say you were right. Those talks they be fail because they not be get any substance. I will not feel liver. May they continue for make noise. Say some talks that they go on. What talks they need to go on. They come to that awareness. Say be all be now a process for delay things and give Cameroon time. Now your body go back for rescue diplomacy. Just like the ADF for ground, for rescue defense for ground zero. Now the governing council of Ambazonia, with the experienced leadership, with the intelligence leadership, because it put in experts, where they be expert for these things and they get experience for these things They don't study these things for years and years and study all the other revolution them and all other negotiations them when they concern for this kind of matter for self-determination and right of sovereignty. So now them, that's why these London talks, now then they don't rescue Ambazonia and put back diplomacy for place where it's supposed to be. We don't tell now. The world respect power. The world is respect power. You got to make yourself powerful for proof your trustworthiness. You got to make yourself intelligent. If not be so, the world will use you and chop you like fufu and arrow. And chop you like a piece of bread where they put chocolate, they will just chop you. And I think that they want to do with the Ambazonian people then. With people there, they don't know anything about diplomacy, negotiation, or do this kind of work. And that's why Ambazonia fall chuki. Thank God. Say the Ambazonian people, they be blessed. With people them like leaders them like Dr. Ibacho. With the kind experience and knowledge. Because he don't spend a lifetime for study these policies. Study these systems. He go school now for go study this thing. He don't spend his whole life for look into this thing. And he say when the moment come, they got to be ready for Ambazonia for do weighty it be required for gain the trust and the respect of the international system. So that 1961 will repeat itself. Because 1961, it will already repeat itself for Switzerland. For carry the Ambazonian people them, tie their eye, put dark clothes for their eye, carry them go for some place where no man know the day. And then they say, oh, una come now for talks. No other person know the day, only una. With small Oyibo picking them. Where they be controlled by remote control. Because they see people them say, they don't know what they do, they be inexperienced, and they don't even know waiting for talk. I just shake. They shake for one proof. Say they be traditional people them, like traditional chiefs. They just carry them. They go there. Now, Dr. Ayabadi, go back, go clean up everything, all the mess where they don't cause them. Now, Egg of City come back and clean all that mess. Restore respect for Ambazonia diplomatically. Educate the international system, including the United Nations. Yes, they educate them on the process where they get for follow on. Today will be a big day for the Ambazonian people then. For these second rounds of the London talks, where diplomats come up for all places for the world, for come for London, for meet up with the leader of our war of independence and a team of experts. A big day for the Ambazonian people then. So, moving forward, the Ambazonia Defense Forces, there will be zero tolerance for the defense of Ambazonia. Moving forward, the leadership of our defense forces and the defense for ground, they go get a zero tolerance policy when it comes for defend Ambazonia. No nyamfuka. It no go show your ugly head for outside. When it comes for the defense of Ambazonia, every commander and every soldier for ground zero, they get for be a code of conduct. If that code of conduct no day, the Ambazonia Defense Forces, for every place, it go stamp a code of conduct where every group, where they don't leave these boys them on their own. ADF go for put these boys them under proper structure and a command and control for ground zero. The strategy for liberation at this point, for this stage, it require we for stabilize ground zero, for start moving, for start conclude this phase of the liberation. So we got to start from move from the liberation phase to the stabilization phase. For this stabilization phase, where the general the implement them for ground, it require a code of conduct across the territory for all the forces. It require coordination of events and operations all across the 13 states, all the forces. As we move between the liberation phase and the stabilization phase, the leadership of Governing Council of Ambazonia, it go start for put in place the Ambazonian Transition Authority for ground zero. The leadership of Governing Council of Ambazonia, when I lead this war of independence, both on the ground and diplomatically, it go start for implement the Ambazonian Transition Authority for ground zero, for start for put in place the structures and mechanism for the Ambazonian people them, for start for take control of their territory, for start for administer the territory. Yes, the time for start for move the transition. We got for start for implement transition. While the forces they implement the stabilization plan, the political leadership it go the institute the transition authority where it go operate under the defense leadership. We no one make, as we don't kick Cameroon out, we no one make the defense it be responsible for govern ground zero. Therefore, the defense, the transition authority, it go fall under the control of the defense authority for ground zero. For all the liberated communities, we got for start for put in the transition, the political set up them, for start the work, for make progress for ground, for give our people a sense of ownership of the land, for give our people a sense of control of the underground, while the defense forces, they protect those parameters, they protect those blocks, they protect those institutions, Ambazonia get for start take over. Because as the leader, they move negotiation forward, we get for start for take control of the ground and show the international community say, we mean business for take back our territory. We mean business for take back our land. As we don't capture territory, we don't liberate territory, we go start for put in place those mechanisms for the Ambazonian people then. Going forward, the Ambazonian people, no matter who you be inside Ambazonia, will not go tolerate any enablers, any traitors, any collaborators where they incite ethnic war or they use tribalism for cause chaos for ground. The defense forces, they go take you out. Any man where he threaten an Ambazonia for any place for an Ambazonia, for inside Ambazonia, because you think say he come on for some other place before he can't stay for that place, what defense forces will come after you. Every Ambazonia, he get a right for live for any place and for settle for any place for Ambazonia. And for live in peace for inside Ambazonia as an Ambazonia. There is no such thing for Ambazonia as Northwest or Southwest. There's no such thing for Ambazonia. Say you come up for here, you know if you stay for here. There's no such thing. Any man will triumph. You risk their life. We not go play that game, that Cameroon game. And any man will triumph. The forces they go eliminate you. There will be zero tolerance when it comes to the lives, the safety, the security, and the harmony of Ambazonian communities. The era of Cameroon politics, it don't be over. Now Ambazonia this, not be Cameroon. Any man we want to go play that mami game, that dirty politics, move across the Mongo. Ambazonia is not for you. Ambazonia na a place for all Ambazonians. Na a land for all Ambazonians. And every Ambazonia get right for live for any place, settle for any place, make business for any place, build house for any place as an Ambazonian. If you get the means. Now the kind country that one belong. We are people that get for feel free inside their own country. Where people they don't be persecuted enough. They be persecuted in the colonial territory, and they be persecuted inside their own territory. It must stop. It must stop. So all those enablers and collaborators, where Cameroon use them for cause disharmony for ground zero, when a days be numbered. All those political prostitutes and political scammers, where Cameroon use them for create fear within our communities. What defense forces, they will take all out. Any man will stand for enable Cameroon occupation, for enable colonialism. You be a traitor. While defense forces, they go follow the customary law and practice where it don't be practiced all across the globe. For waiting they don't do and for traitors. It not going to be any different from Ambazonia. The time for play politics with our war of independence don't be over. The time for play politics with the Ambazonian people them don't be over. Now na time for serious business. Now for defend the people them defend the land, defend the hopes and the aspiration of the Ambazonian people then. At the time this. I think this I become for can't talk on today. Alright? So one time kuna plenty for listening. Tomorrow, the leader of our war of independence, Dr. Ayabacho, and the chairman of Ambazonia Defense Forces, the big bad boss, Benedict Kwa, tomorrow, they go to address and get a serious talks with the Ambazonian people then about the zero tolerance policy. So tomorrow, for 7:30 p.m. Ambazonian time, both the defense chairman and the leader for War of Independence, they will talk on that tomorrow for giving an inspiring, empowering, hopeful message. We will be very strong because now at the time we got to stay focused as we strengthen our diplomatic moves and build international consensus for bundle Cameroon out of Ambazonia and get a negotiated settlement where it will be fair and it will be just and it will give the Ambazonian people them which they ask for, which they rise up for. All right? As always, we love una plenty. Make una stay fine. May God bless una. We'll talk for una tomorrow. Una get a good night.